What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the Rob 007 channel coming to you from beautiful Venice Island. Absolutely gorgeous day down at the beach, 5 out of 5. And the title of this episode is Don't Sell Your XRP Until This Happens. Watch this episode to the end. We got a great one for you guys. And shout out to Alan with Staple Crew all the way out in beautiful California. Absolutely crushing it out there. You inspire me so much. He's absolutely a man on the mission. Grateful to call you my friend. And also thank you as always. We got to speak yesterday to do a little catching up. Thank you as always. We're only like literally about 200 and change subs away from reaching 6,000. It's going to be a nice run to reach. So indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would, and we got 12,000 views on yesterday's episode. Thank you so much. So indeed, if you're new to this channel, if you would, hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notification, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for a hump day. Say hump day? Yeah, sure is. And so, and yeah, what a really exciting day. And also, just a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This channel is for educational entertainment purposes only. And yes, grateful to have XRP 007, that channel. We carry the brand forward here at Rob 007. So, and still think that we'll bring out some merch on that. So I got a little kind of checking on I have to do. And also, don't forget about the fine folks at iTrustCapital. They're my #1 in the pole position from where to custody your XRP, because you have no custody fees and the trading fees are only about only 1%. Not about, they're only 1%. And right now, when you sign up and open an account, you get a $100 signing bonus. What is not to like about that? It does not take very long to do that. Truly one of my favorite places to custody now. Link is in the description down below. Tell Rob sent you. And also don't forget about the fine folks at Caleb and Brown as well. And we probably will be doing an interview with Jim Balzini in the future, and just kind of be touching base on what they're doing for the end of this year and what exciting stuff that we may see with them in 2025. And yes, Caleb and Brown, again, they're kind of like my go-to place when I want to execute a trade when we are in the banana zone, and the banana zone is just right around the corner. There will be a lot of big trades that are being people taking profit in the month of October, because it's going to be Rocktober. So you might want to get ahead of that curve and go ahead and get that set up. Only takes about 48 hours to get KYC and set up and funded, all that good stuff. And my favorite exchange to get a really tight trade in and not have any slippage, Kraken. They give you 75 bucks when you sign up, and you actually trade $200, 40% return in a day. So get 75 over there, get 100 over there, you're up to 175. Just what I call money on the table, and your chicks for free. And don't forget about the ROI on your XRP. If you're interested, love chatting with you guys. Every time I get to meet another XRP holder, it's a good day. So anyway, if you're interested, just email me your name and number and a good time to call you. Email's in the description. Be leery of the spammers and the imposters, both in YouTube and as well over on Twitter. I will only like and send a heart in the comments, and then that's why I always do this old-fashioned thing called the phone. In the comments, Todd says, did I start a new channel? Yes, unfortunately, XRP 007 was removed probably well over like 45 days ago, I believe now. And yeah, I tried to fight it back. I actually still might have a slimmer of a chance that it could get brought back. But yeah, so we just started a new one, Rob 007, and just so happy and grateful, because again, the views are just alongside of what we were doing. We're getting the same amount of views with 6,000 subs as we were doing with 31,000. So expect that to go up, as we're going to try to get 32,000 by the end of this year. In the comments, Little Green Biker says, I know it, you were out boat shopping. I cannot wait. I think I woke up this morning going, you know what, just the fun things in life I get so excited about. And of course, we will all do good things. I am a good steward of my money. I'm actually the poster child of frugality, unfortunately. But yeah, so much fun. I wake up in the morning going, look at all my fun favorite things. So whether it's real estate, yachts, or exotic sled. So anyway, yes, and currently we got Bitcoin at 117.011 at the time. It was up 3% on the 24-hour, our XRP. At the time I wrote this down, it was 293, up about 2%. I got a feeling she wants to run. It's at like 296, bumping up to 297, if not already 297. We're only 3 cents away from closing above $3. If we could just close above $3 today, give us a little bullish momentum, turn that back into a floor, so we can start to tackle, 330 and 360. Both of those, once we get past that, we're talking about blue skies to all-time high, well beyond that all-time high, and say low to $4. And also, happy Rocktober. I can't believe it. October is here. So glad to have September out of the way. I still had, I'm the poster child of hopium when it comes to XRP. I hope for the best and prepare for the worst. You just have to do that in this space. But Rocktober is here. So exciting. The market's up. It seems bullish. And then, yes, we have that, will it be that trifecta month in October I've been talking about? Number one was the Clarity Act. I actually have to kick that can down the road. At this point, I just don't think that it's going to make passage by the end of this month. I hope I'm wrong on that. And then number two is the ETFs. Party starts October 18th, and it could actually get approved any day. So we could see this get approved tomorrow, because a lot of fun stuff happens on Thursday when it comes to XRP and that SEC Sunshine Act. So we'll see. So then number three was the Ripple Bank license. We expect that could be granted by the end of October, as well as the Fed Master account. And that will be an epic day. I wonder if that will be curious if that will make our phone blow up because the price is blowing up. Comment down below and see what you guys think about that. And yes, and will we get that wild card? Why am I talking about the wild card for October? Can you say that little company called BlackRock? Come to the table, BlackRock, and feast with us. They're already doing the feasting when it comes to XRP. No telling. All you got to do is look at that grin on Larry Fink's face when he talks about, and someone asks him about XRP. It's like the cat that ate the canary. Says, yeah, and you know what? We are indeed on day one of a government shutdown, officially shut down last night at midnight. And looking back in history, the longest one, I think, was somewhere right around 30 days. That was back in 2008. And then someone speculated that this one could last 61 days. Why? Because a little bit of fat in the government could be cut out if that happens. So we'll see what happens. I actually think a lot of this is actually planned, that this is what they want to have happen. We'll see. To cut some of the fat out of the pork, when it comes to so much spending that happens every single year. All right, so before a little TA down by the beach, this is Crypto Bull. Says XRP to hit $4.75 on or before, wait for it, he says October 21st, almost a $5 XRP. I'll absolutely take that. That's a nice 50% plus move from here. But yeah, that's about 3 weeks away. And GBU, what I'm going to talk about, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, this is up for interpretation. News that shook the Ripple world when David Schwartz announced that after 13 years with Ripple, that he was going to be stepping down at the end of this year. But you have no fail, you guys all know it. He's going to be on the board of directors. They wanted him to have a place on the board of directors, which he gladly accepted. That is really, really such cool news. He is such a legend. He's just like one of these people I have like a bromance with. It's like unbelievable. He came out with the ODL patent back in 1988. So a lot of people think this is new. He's been working on this for, I'd say, just a little while. Wish you the best of luck, David Schwartz, and glad to see that he gets the throttle back, spend time with his kids and his grandkids. So well earned. Yeah, and we're going to feel strange without him. As long as he has a presence and he follows and it always has all of his, in front on his videos and talking, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, got to thinking, by the way, what if the David Schwartz, with him announcing that he's going to step down at the end of the year, that gets kind of interesting to me. I almost think that, you know what, it's actually, perhaps it's a signal, and it's a signal to us, like this subtle sign that all is done. All the work that is required to be done in order to actually have a quote-unquote bank start to use XRP at scale for large wholesale payments has already been done. And all we're waiting on at this point is just the Clarity Act to not only be passed, but also be implemented. So, and then you combine that with all these other little things that happen, like Brad Garlinghouse is getting married not long ago, as well as Swell, and the lineup as well of these old financial guards and titans at the gate to appear as well. So things are really heating up. Rip Van Winkle, just shout out to you, brother. Just bring the heat every single day. Love your shorts, by the way. And this was one of them. He says, Ripple partner plugged into SWIFT. And what partner is that? That is Thunes. And he goes on to say that that now Ripple has liquidity to reach 11,000 banks, which is how many banks SWIFT goes out to. And then on another note, not financial advice, but Brad Garlinghouse and company, they only want their fair share. When they talk about how much of this SWIFT that they might get, potentially 14%, he only wants his fair share, and 100% is 100% is what they want. Will they get it? No. Will it, maybe, who knows? Will it be 14%? It will make 14%. That's just a drop in the bucket for what they will claim. That's just my digital perspective on that and opinion. Breaking news, Ripple SEC recognized Ripple as a qualified crypto custodian. Yes, once again, just like who's leading the forefront in this space. Smoke Dog up on X says, quote, and also my quote of the day says, Ripple XRP actively being integrated into SWIFT. So this whole notion about the consensus and SWIFT using that's just smoke and mirrors and FUD and a distraction, in my humble opinion. Archak's in the news, and they are always crushing it. They acquired a crypto broker called London Link. It gives them a connection to Gibraltar. And keep in mind, they came about 2 years ago. They said, we're not sure how long it's been, at least maybe a year, that he mentioned that XRP, that the 20 to 50 trillion would be coming to the XRP ledger. Exciting stuff. Worth repeating from yesterday or the last episode we did. Daniel G, the G-Man up in Chattanooga. I like your price predictions. I'll be sticking them up here, watching them like a hot. $8 to $16 by the end of October. Maybe $7 if it's lackluster. I think it's going to be full throttle. Crossing my fingers for that. That would be a great way to start. Celebrate Halloween too, and bring in the month of November. And my other favorite second date, yep, I'll repeat it again because it's my focus, December 1st, that we'll have at least a $20 spot ETF-driven XRP price. And then once we have that will become the bottom floor on which to build off of. The second one I like. However, that $20, I still hope that we get it by Turkey Day. And if we do, life will be so good this Thanksgiving. So we'll see. TikTok, another countdown date as we get closer. Another one I'll be watching is November 22nd for the ISO 222 for all banks to be on it at that point in time. That's only 51 days away. And will we see a flip of the switch moment on that? Actually, at this point, I'm going to have to say no, unless we have some kind of like liquidity crisis where XRP has to step in and fill that gap in the markets. But I actually think that they won't be doing the flip until, again, Clarity Act is signed, passed, signed into law, and implemented. That implemented date, we'll talk about that too. Clarity Act says my drop dead latest date for that thing to be passed would be at the very latest December 12th. That's right before they break for the holidays. So that's 72 days away from us having signed into law clarity, the rules of the road. And once that happens, man, the gloves come off. Unless we get future rate cuts, if we get future rate cuts and they are steep, then we could see that liquidity crisis, as Jake Claver always talks about, with the reverse carryback trade with Japan, and XRP would fill that void. Time will tell if we see it. Monica Long, this put a smile on my day. As we near the end of this episode, as we wind down to the last 2 or 3 cars, this one has me smiling when I talk about Ripple only wants their fair share, right? Well, Monica Long, she's right in step with Brad Garlinghouse, who is that pit bull. He says, just 1% of global payment infrastructure goes on chain. XRP takes it all. Man, I love the absolute sound of that. And so don't sell, the title of this episode, what I'm referring to. Do not sell, not financial advice. Yes, I will be scaling out, taking profits. It's healthy to take profits, but for me, it's different for everybody. For me, I'm waiting. I won't sell out any sizable position until, again, said all this episode long, Clarity Act passes, signed into law, and goes into effect. That's when we could actually see some fireworks happen. It says, and yes, my last little date that I have up on the wall, that when banks will start to use for large wholesale payments. Now, I got this frame anywhere, potentially could happen November, no later, in my humble opinion, by the end of March, where we can say to my minimum target of a $500 XRP, which case we'll all need a bigger boat. See you guys in the next episode. Peace out.